With Jurassic World Rebirth slated to release in theaters this summer and once again revitalize slash reboot the franchise from the brink of irrelevancy, our very own Steven Eifler decided he wanted to rank the films in the franchise from best to worst. Before we begin, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Every new sub helps us achieve our goal and keeps us motivated to create new content. With that being said, I'm your host, Jamie, and here are the Jurassic Park films ranked from best to worst. Number 1, Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park is one of my favorite film series, and it may surprise some that the original, though still the best in the series, is not my favorite. Regardless, Jurassic Park is a monumental achievement in cinema history. Between James Cameron's Terminator 2 and Jurassic Park, they ushered in a new age of special effects in the 90s. And over 30 years later, the original film still holds up. Audiences can thank the meticulous craft Spielberg took in storyboarding, development, advancements in animatronics, and investment in computer graphics. Jurassic Park is based on Michael Crichton's 1990 New York Times best-selling novel. The novel is far grislier with more science and much blunter in its themes on failures of capitalism. Steven Spielberg's film's adaptation is as much Crichton's as it is Spielberg's. While Crichton wrote the first draft of the film, eventually screenwriter David Koepp was hired to streamline it. Spielberg infused his own sense of wonder about dinosaurs, as well as fashioned his own Hitchcockian levels of suspense into the film. Jurassic Park is a high-concept film in which dinosaurs have been cloned back to life by lead InGen bioengineer John Hammond for a theme park. Because of a lethal incident with crew members of the park, investors needed experts to sign off on Hammond's park in order for it to open. In comes paleontologist Alan Grant, played by Sam Neill, paleobotanist Ellie Sadler, played by Laura Dern, and chaotician Ian Malcolm, played by Jeff Goldblum. They arrive at the park full of living dinosaurs, and brilliantly orchestrated chaos ensues. Don't miss the adventure 65 million years in the making over on Starz, YouTube, Google Play, Fandango, Philo, or Prime. Number 2, Jurassic World. Released in 2015 from indie director Colin Trevorrow, Jurassic World was 14 years in the making. As a superfan, the film was worth the wait, as it came impressively close to generating the awe and thrills of the original. Upon its release, the original Jurassic Park became an epical blockbuster, going on to gross nearly $1 billion globally, making it the biggest film of all time until Titanic. With its re-releases, Jurassic Park eventually hit $1 billion, but still didn't match Jurassic World's staggering $1.6 billion. Steven Spielberg was fairly hands-on as an executive producer with Jurassic World, even to the point where he wanted a dinosaur park having successfully been opened, and he wanted a character who had some control over the velociraptors. He was present through Jurassic Park 4's many script iterations. Spielberg was waiting until he found the perfect script that balanced adventure and sci-fi while exploring the spirit and wonder of the original. Jurassic World benefited from its twist on the Jurassic Park formula, the major one being that a park with dinosaurs had opened and successfully thrived for nearly a decade. The film also introduces the first true new hybrid species. InGen created a brand new dinosaur, the infamous Indominus Rex. The dynamic ensemble led by Chris Pratt, hot off Guardians of the Galaxy, only aided Jurassic World's must-see blockbuster status in the summer of 2015. So catch it for its 10th anniversary on Sling, Google Play, YouTube, Fandango, or Prime. Number 3, The Lost World Jurassic Park 2. Steven Spielberg's sequel to Jurassic Park was met with mixed reviews upon its release, but much of it went underappreciated due to the focus on its glaring missteps. It has been over 25 years since its original release in 1997, and it has stood the test of time better than many films of that era. This is largely due to Stan Winston's unbelievable animatronics, ILMs, cutting-edge CGI, and the caliber of craft Spielberg has as a director. The Lost World Jurassic Park was one of my favorite of the original two Jurassic Park films. As a 9-year-old, it had everything I wanted. More dinosaurs, more carnage, more action, and more Goldblum. A lot of this is still applicable to this day. Even at the time, I was well aware that a T-Rex rampaging through San Diego was ridiculous B-movie material, but it still fills me with a certain amount of glee thanks largely to its top-tier effects. The film hits the ground running in a very Spielbergian fashion with its succinct inciting incident. The opening scene involves a small girl being attacked by a Campsognathus, or Compass, on a new island with dinosaurs, Isla Sorna. This event dominoes into a sequence of events that involve John Hammond, played by Richard Attenborough, the founder of Jurassic Park, being removed from control of his company, InGen. He then has to covertly assemble a research team to document all the dinosaurs on Isla Sorna in order to garner public favor and protect the island before InGen's team farms the island and exploits the dinosaurs for profit. Hammond's team includes Ian Malcolm, played by Jeff Goldblum, Sarah Hardin, played by Julianne Moore, Eddie Carr, played by Richard Scheif, and Nick Van Owen, played by Vince Vaughn. InGen's team includes Roland Tembo, played by Peter Postlethwaite, Peter Ludlow, played by Arliss Howard, and Dieter Stark, played by Peter Sommer. Much like the original, Spielberg sets up several plot threads in order to build tension that would eventually unravel into chaos within the narrative. Unfortunately, the plot threads are fashioned with less finesse than the film's predecessor, and it shows in the final product. The narrative itself becomes the victim of chaos. Hammond's team begins their journey on Isla Sorna with an encounter from a majestic herd of stegosauruses before chaos ensues. The film from that point devolves into a chaotic creature feature. Ian Malcolm says it best. Ooh, ah, that's how it always starts. But then later comes running, then screaming. The cast, the visual effects, the score, the cinematography are all impressive in a way audiences may have taken for granted, because that level of quality was merely signature Spielberg by the late 90s. The Lost World's undoing was its script, and not even the entire thing. There was a lot of strength in its construction, but it eventually falls apart. This was due to a slew of changes made during production, which in turn called for rewrites. The audience can pinpoint when the script, and in turn the film, begins to falter in real time if they pay close attention. It's when Hammond and InGen's teams are forced to split up after working together due to a T-Rex attack. What audiences in 1997 were left with is somewhat of a mess of a film, albeit an exciting Spielbergian one. As time passed, most of the mess is more endearing than irksome. It is also nifty that subsequent films, as well as other canonical media in the Jurassic Park/World universe, have added more depth, context, and relevance to the characters and events within the Lost World. You can stream it on Prime, Sling, Stars, Philo, Google Play, YouTube, or Fandango. Number 4, Jurassic World Dominion, Director's Cut. Jurassic World Dominion was an interesting viewing experience, to say the least. It's everything right and wrong with modern blockbusters. It's fun, it's loud, and it's chock full of fan service and nostalgia. As a longtime superfan, I ate up every minute of it. Luckily, the director cut feels less, also uneven and convoluted, although it's still bloated. Ultimately, both this version of Dominion and the theatrical version rely too much on previous installments to fully appreciate it. It is possible for a franchise film to be embedded in its own series lore while standing on its own 2 feet. The theatrical cut had a problem with the latter. Luckily, the extra 15 minutes make the extended version feel like more realized film. Regardless, the highs are certainly worth the price of streaming and purchasing. The extended is included with the theatrical as per demand of the director. If the only film you liked in this series is the original Jurassic Park, then neither the extended or theatrical cut of Dominion will change that. Director and screenwriter Colin Trevorrow, who helmed the first Jurassic World, returned to direct the finale. Trevorrow, who isn't just a Jurassic fanboy, but a Spielberg fanboy, also includes several scenes that could be straight out of Indiana Jones. There are many callbacks to previous Jurassic installments, as well as scenes that are just plain repurposed for this film. This may be good or bad depending on how much of a fan of the series you are and how much you can stomach blatant rehash materials. Fans of Camp Cretaceous may also be pleased to know that there is at least one thing that I noticed directly ties Dominion to that series, which is the electrical brain implants in the dinosaurs that they were only beginning to develop in that series. Original co-writers of Jurassic World, Rick Jaffa and Amanda Silver, are once again absent for this outing, as well as Steven Spielberg's guiding hand. These absences are felt, as they were with Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. The cast, new and old, is stellar, with Jeff Goldblum in particular eating up every scene he's in as the rambunctious fan favorite Dr. Ian Malcolm. There were a few missed opportunities to include cast members from The Lost World and Jurassic Park 3 though. There's a wonderful selection of dinosaurs, new and old, that aren't just aesthetic, but serve a function in the plot, and the extended edition only gives them more screen time. The film also explores topical themes, including how man has altered our ecosystem, which draws parallels from our pandemic-era world, as well as the effects of modern-day out-of-control corporate exploitation. Michael Crichton would be proud. Jurassic World Dominion is a film for the fans of the series as a whole, so catch it on Peacock, Billo, Prime, Google Play, or Fandango. Number 5. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is the 5th Jurassic Park film and a direct sequel to 2015's Jurassic World. Unlike its direct predecessor, which received glowing reviews and a positive response from audiences, critics and audiences alike were lukewarm in their response to Fallen Kingdom. Regardless, I enjoy it a little more each time I watch it, and appreciate how it continues the story and expands the Jurassic lore. The narrative once again follows Owen Grady, played by Chris Pratt, and Claire Dearing, played by Bryce Dallas Howard, as they return to Isla Nebular. In the fallen Jurassic World, they have been tasked with a mission to rescue dinosaurs from the island, which an active volcano is set to wipe out. While Fallen Kingdom is one of the least popular Jurassic Park/World films, it was still a seismic commercial success, ranking in around $1.3 billion worldwide, making it the second highest grossing Jurassic Park film behind Jurassic World. For those about the dinosaurs, it features more than any of the previous films, and that alone is worth a viewing. Jeff Goldblum returning as Ian Malcolm for an extended cameo is a nice cherry on top. I also personally love the cast additions of Daniela Pineda and Justice Smith as Zia Rodriguez and Franklin Webb. So enjoy the dinosaur mayhem over on Sling, Google Play, YouTube, Prime, or Fandango. Number 6. Jurassic Park 3. Jurassic Park 3 could have ranked higher than Fallen Kingdom on this list sheerly for nostalgia. The two are neck and neck, and I do believe both to be underrated. Released July 18th, 2001, which I knew off the top of my head because I was there. Jurassic Park 3 was the first Jurassic film I saw in theaters. Jurassic Park 3 sees Sam Neill reprise his role as the famous Dr. Alan Grant, and he is a major reason why the film is worth watching. The extended guest appearance of Laura Dern as Dr. Ellie Sattler was also much appreciated. I personally think more long-running franchises should think about rotating casts and featuring new ensembles because it has generally worked out great for the Jurassic Park and World films. Jurassic Park 3's only real advantage over the rest of the series is it's pretty lean, running 90 minutes with a very straightforward plot. Paul and Amanda Kirby, played by William H. Macy and Tia Leone, have chartered a plane to fly over Isla Sorna. They invite Alan Grant and his protege Billy, played by Alessandro Nivola, to essentially act as tour guides. What they don't know is Paul and Amanda are looking for their son Eric, who was lost on the island while taking a not-so-legal trip to Isla Sorna with Amanda's boyfriend. Side note, I like the Eric character, but the actor portraying him, Trevor Morgan, also played the dickhead in the kid in The Sixth Sense, and I can't always unsee that. Sorry, Trevor. Anyway, Jurassic Park 3 was the first Jurassic feature film not directed by Steven Spielberg, who stepped down and served as executive producer. Instead, director Joe Johnston, who was trusted to helm it. Johnston has worked in the industry since the 70s and worked as a visual artist on Star Wars, amongst others. He is an immensely talented artist. His directorial debut was Disney's huge hit, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Johnston is a decent director with a steady hand, but his strength is on the technical end, and Jurassic Park 3's script was also lean. Perhaps too lean. It also had notably worse effects than Jurassic Park and The Lost World. Not to say they were bad. The blending between the animatronics and the CGI was pretty rough. In the late 90s and early 2000s, filmmakers were overconfident in their CG abilities. For me though, and just narratively, Jurassic Park 3 is also incredibly important transitional film. First off, it introduced the idea that InGen had been doing other things under the radar in terms of creating and cloning dinosaurs. The Spinosaurus was not a dinosaur on InGen's original list. Jurassic Park 3 also explains why so many dinosaurs aren't historically accurate. What InGen did at Jurassic Park is create genetically engineered theme park monsters. This really unknowingly tease off Jurassic World series. So while Jurassic Park 3 is one of the weakest entries in the series, it is a phenomenal one for lore and nicely setting up things for the rest of the series. It even mentions the Bryonics, which we will see in Fallen Kingdom, and it gives us a first look at the Ankylosaurus, which the Indominus Rex fights in Jurassic World. I also have to mention that the Spinosaurus still remains the largest animatronic ever built for a film. Number 7, Jurassic World Dominion, Theatrical Cut. This entry is going to be brief-ish, because not much of the story changed from the extended cut, but that extra 15 minutes made Jurassic World Dominion a better experience for rabid fans like me, but also feel like a whole film rather than a series of vignettes. Jurassic World Dominion's theatrical cut is a bit more complex to analyze in an academic sense, so it's easy to write it off as a hot mess. Luckily, the mainstream audience does not care about that. While it is a blockbuster, it has experimental indie film aspects. So the filmmakers often make bizarre choices that may be interesting, but also don't always land. The theatrical cut also abruptly shifts genres around, which was endearing for me, but could be jarring for others. It's a sci-fi, horror, man on the run, spy thriller, adventure. Instead of a plot and B plot that intertwine, there are two separate narratives that meet up around the third act. I'd argue that the theatrical cut itself would have landed better if it was a TV series based on its narrative structure alone. My rating is definitely biased for this film despite my ranking it dead last. Maybe time will be nicer to it, or maybe we'll think back at it and think, wow, what a mess. You can stream it over on Peacock, Billo, Prime, Google Play, or Fandango. Number 8, Jurassic World Rebirth. Okay, I know Jurassic Park Rebirth has not hit theaters yet, but I'm assuming it's getting near by the time this video drops. But I was tasked to figure out where it might rank in the series. Now, from a purely objective standpoint, it could easily rank second best in the franchise. However, it's battling nostalgia as well as groundbreaking special effects from the earlier entries. But hear me out. Jurassic Park Rebirth has the advantage of being a soft reboot and not being bogged down by story threads or a character, past or present, like Dominion or even The Lost World. It has a solid cast led by Scarlett Johansson, whose regal beauty and badassery have lit up the silver screen on numerous occasions. Plus, she's just a great actress with the charisma to carry a film. She's teamed up with Academy Award-winning actor Mahershala Ali, as well as Jonathan Bailey, who just charmed us in the smash hit Wicked as Prince Fiero. Johansson and Ali play special ops while Bailey plays a paleontologist, respectively. The plot is simple. It's been 5 years since the events of Jurassic World Dominion, and many of the dinosaurs that lived amongst humans have gone extinct, with the exception of a few in a few areas. Zora and her team have to extract DNA from the largest dinosaurs because it may be key to saving humanity. So while the plot is simple, the stakes are high. Rebirth also appears to have strong and consistent special effects and rousing action sequences. The film's marketing campaign features several past favorite dinosaurs throughout the Jurassic series. This includes the T-Rex, Velociraptors, Dilophosaurus, Mosasaurus, Quetzalcoatlus, and a long-awaited return of the Spinosaurus. And for Jurassic superfans like moi, it also looks like they might fill in some gaps about what InGen was doing on Isla Sorna, or just in that island chain in the late 90s. However, the biggest reason why I think it'll be one of the best in the series is director Garth Edwards. He launched the MonsterVerse with the 2014 Godzilla, which was dark, emotional, and visually thrilling. I do agree that Godzilla was not featured in it enough, but when he was, fuck was he cool. Plus the Mutos were a strong addition to the long line of Godzilla's enemies. Edwards also directed the sublime Star Wars Rogue One, that every generation of Star Wars fans agrees is dope as hell. It also is dark, emotional, thrilling, and unlike 2014 Godzilla, never drags or occasionally loses luster. Veteran Jurassic Park writer David Kopp, who wrote the original Jurassic Park with the author of the book, Michael Crichton, has returned to script Rebirth. He also wrote the original draft of The Lost World before it was slammed with rewrites. Kopp is a good screenwriter with a lot of hits under his belt, including 2002's Spider-Man, and is well versed in the source material as well as the original movie lore. Basically, Jurassic World Rebirth has a slim chance of being bad, even if it's not particularly special. Thanks for checking out the video. Did we leave any films off the list? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to tap that bell icon to stay up to date with our latest releases. You can reach out to us on Twitter or X at StudiosFat, or chat with us on Discord, linked below. We're also now on Blue Sky. You can find us at studiosfat.bsky.social, which will also link below. If you're really enjoying our content and want to help support us, click that join button for exclusive content, rewards, and perks. Make sure to check out our very own merch store located at batninja.shop. All proceeds go towards our next film project, so we'd greatly appreciate it. I've been your host, Jamie. Thanks again and take care.